After US jets go down and at least one pilot is missing inside Iran, is Donald Trump now preparing a much bigger strike to prove he hasn't lost control of this war? As Trump vows to rain hell on Iran, is the so-called Pentagon Pizza Index flashing red again, hinting that something big may be cooking behind closed doors? When the Pentagon goes into overdrive and late-night pizza orders surge right before an ultimatum, are we just seeing hungry staff, or a familiar signal of looming strikes? With online signals and real-world down jets suddenly aligning, is Washington quietly preparing its next move while the clock ticks down on Hormuz? As Trump threatens to finish the job on Iran, Washington watchers are scouring for hidden war signals that might hint at what actually comes next. In the middle of these war tensions, a sudden spike in pizza orders near the Pentagon has caught social media's eye once again. The so-called Pentagon Pizza Index is the tongue-in-cheek idea that spikes in nearby pizza runs often track a rising military tempo and all-night planning sessions. The theory stretches back to the Cold War, when Soviet analysts were rumored to watch US peasant signals, pizza intelligence, as one more data point on crisis activity. The basic logic is simple. When senior officials and planners are locked in late-night rooms making hard calls, they tend to order more pizza instead of going home. While never confirmed as a real indicator, the pattern has popped up during several past global flashpoints, feeding speculation every time. Interestingly, this latest spike was reported just hours before Trump issued his newest ultimatum to Iran over the Strait of Hormuz, sharpening the sense that something may be brewing. On April 4th, Trump publicly re-upped his earlier April 6 deadline, warning that Iran has only days left to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. He reminded Tehran that he had already given 10 days to either cut a deal or open the strait for normal tanker traffic. These latest threats come just as Iran claims to have downed at least 2 US jets, including an F-15E that went down inside Iranian territory. Asked whether the loss of jets and a missing pilot might derail negotiations, Trump flatly answered no, not at all, insisting the talks and the pressure campaign will both continue. As the relentless war with Iran drags on into its 5th grueling week without any signs of letting up, the United States has unfortunately suffered significant and deeply concerning air losses that are raising serious questions about the campaign's sustainability. The shocking downing of elite U.S. Air Force F-15E Strike Eagles and rugged A-10 Thunderbolt II ground attack aircraft has now raised the total number of American aircraft losses in this conflict to a staggering 7, marking a troubling escalation. One crew member from the downed F-15E fighter jet remains tragically missing as intense search and rescue operations continue deep inside hostile Iranian territory, facing immense risks from enemy forces. The Pentagon has officially confirmed that the second crew member from that same incident was successfully recovered alive after a daring extraction mission, providing a small glimmer of hope amid the chaos. Senior defense officials privately told lawmakers during closed-door briefings that the missing service member's current status is officially listed as unknown, with no confirmed updates available at this time. The Defense Department admits it does not know the individual's exact whereabouts and is treating them as missing in action until further evidence emerges, according to multiple reliable reports. This latest development comes right as President Trump refused to discuss the specifics of the high-risk rescue operations during a recent interview, telling NBC News he wouldn't reveal operational details. According to the U.S. official, and I quote, 2 U.S. military helicopters involved in the search and rescue effort were struck by Iranian fire, though all service members aboard were safe. Unquote. In just 5 weeks of intense combat operations under the banner of Operation Epic Fury against Iran and its proxy militias, a total of 7 precious U.S. aircraft have now been lost, painting a grim picture of aerial attrition. The latest F-15 and A-10 losses have been added to a rapidly growing and alarming list of destroyed American warplanes that began piling up since the conflict ignited on February 28. On March 2nd, 3 F-15 jets were tragically and mistakenly downed by Kuwaiti air defenses in a deadly friendly fire incident that exposed coordination vulnerabilities in the coalition. All 6 F-15 crew members had ejected safely from their crippled aircraft, and Defense Secretary Hegseth confirmed that the 3 pilots later rejoined subsequent bombing raids without missing a beat. On March 12, 6 dedicated U.S. aircrew members were killed in a devastating crash when a KC-135 Stratotanker went down in Iraq following a mid-flight mechanical incident during refueling ops. On March 26, a critical E-3 Sentry airborne early warning aircraft was completely destroyed on the ground in a precise Iranian missile strike targeting Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia. Additionally, a stealthy U.S. F-35 Lightning II fighter jet was forced into an emergency landing after sustaining damage from what officials suspect was sophisticated Iranian anti-aircraft fire. Fresh Pentagon data has revealed that 365 U.S. service members have been wounded in action since February 28, underscoring the heavy human cost of this escalating conflict, as detailed in official reports. The breakdown shows the Army accounting for 257 wounded troops, the Navy with 63, the Air Force reporting 36 casualties, and the Marines with 19, highlighting the multi-branch toll. Among those wounded, approximately 200 were mid to senior enlisted troops bearing the brunt, 85 were commissioned officers leading the charge, and 80 were junior ranks still finding their footing in combat. It remains unclear at this point whether these latest figures include any service members directly involved in Friday's fresh jet downing incidents over Iranian airspace. Meanwhile, the overall death toll now stands at 13 U.S. service members killed in direct combat, a number that continues to climb as the war shows no signs of abating, per the latest reports.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.